Hello, my name is Charlotta, and I'm talking about uh, part 3 of the 144,000, or the dreams I've had. Okay, well, the last one I was telling you about how I was in my backyard with the white horse, and I was coming. There was, like, you can see my clouds and stuff here, as you can see. But see, in my dream, this was all dark. See all these lights that's on? It was all dark. There was no lights on in this block. But there was one light that was in the backyard, which I don't have a light in the backyard right now, but in my vision that I had last June in 2017. Let me remind you, I've had these visions starting from May 7th, 2014 at 6 a.m. when it started out with the four horsemen and the red blood moon. The blood moon was huge. It was big. So I'm assuming that means of what's coming up with the big blood moon in the background. But see, as I'm looking around my neighborhood, this is my neighborhood, and all the lights was out. Okay, except there's a highway right there, and it's Highway I-244 in Oklahoma, and that was just the only thing that was I can see that was on. I I I think they're solar lights, and that's why it lit up. It goes by light. And see, this is we're in 2 o'clock in the morning or so right now, and it still looks light out. But anyway, as you can tell, it does still look light out. But as I'm finishing up the part 3 of the 144,000. Okay, as I was sharpening my sword, I didn't get to chat much last time, and I was sharpening my sword up in that in my backyard, and I had a white horse, and this horse was really pretty, like it was a beautiful horse. And I was in a white gown with a golden belt, and I had my hair was long, and I had a crown on my head. And as I'm telling you this, there's a storm coming, must be, because it's kind of windy, sprinkling. But anyway, I started hearing chariots in this dream, because this is 3 days of darkness. I got a message from the Lord saying 3 days of darkness. And I hear chariots coming up the highway here, right there. There's a highway right there. And I can hear chariots as if they were coming closer to me. And I'm sharpening this sword that appeared out of nowhere with them old time stones that you have to push it. Like it looks like a bicycle. And and I was sitting there sharpening this sword in my backyard. This is my front yard. And in my backyard there's a fence and a tree, and I remember the tree that's in the backyard. And I kept saying, wow, this is amazing. This is weird. I'm out here sharpening the sword. I'm in different clothes. I know I can move fast with the sword, like super fast. patient, I might add. But in my dream, I had no pain. I didn't hurt nowhere in my body. I felt like nothing could stop me, pretty much. That's how I felt. And I'll tell you that and what else happened after that was amazing, because the Lord gives us puzzles to tell people. And since this all's happening so around the world, message I was coming across the clouds like this, and it was lightning, and it was purple, and it was pink, and you heard that was crackling of our trees, because we must have a storm coming in, and it was coming across the clouds, and it was coming so fast, and I was like, wow, who's that, because I didn't know at the time, because I thought it was just gonna be me, because it was just me out there, and I could hear the chariots come faster and faster, and over the clouds was the 144,000 people that was coming down the clouds, and they were like coming so fast, and I was like, wow, what is this going on? The scene changes. Okay, let me tell you, the scene changed from that to I was up here on the hill over here on the north side of where I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we was on this north side of town, and we was up on this hill setting, and I remember being in this trailer, and I locked in there, my kids' dad, and my 3 kids. I remember my 3 kids in there, and some guy with a white beard with white hair. I don't know who he was, but he and I look like a queen, like a queen, like 144, and everybody thought these are they were going by the Bible, and stuff, and I kept saying no, because I said, I'm the authority of everything, what's going on, what's going to happen, and with us. And I was like, this is so amazing. So I'm up on this hill talking to this guy. I've already locked my kids in like this little trailer, and my kids' dad and 2 other friends of mine. I'm not saying any names. And wow, something's going on. Wow, did you hear that? We got a storm coming, or something's coming. And I was like, I'm gonna try to hurry this up before it gets too bad. But anyway, I was on that hill, and this guy was talking to me and telling me now is the time. And he said, it has finished, it's done, this is a done deal, this is it. And I can look and see Tulsa, and I seen explosions and people screaming, and I can hear people in their houses, and they were freaked out, they were scared, and they didn't know, and they were like, it's dark. I can hear them say, it's dark. I had excellent hearing. I can hear him say, it's dark out, we can't go out there, it's dark, something's going on. There's no lights, there's no nothing. We can't turn on our TVs, we don't even have solar lights or anything. It was amazing. And I was like, I can hear everything. I can see through walls. I can see everything throughout the whole. And I kept saying to myself, I said, then give me a sign. And I seen the lightning again coming across like they were coming for battle. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm done. I'm gonna get my armor on. I was like serious about it. I was like, and he says the rapture's gonna happen. The rapture's gonna happen. and no more than he didn't get that out of his mouth. And my kids' dad was like, something happened, I'm different. Something happened, I'm different. And I was looking underneath the door because it was a little bit higher than what I expected. And he said, the kids are safe. He said, our kids are safe now. We don't have to worry because he took the kids, and we were totally changed. Me and my kids' dad. He was a totally different person. Every time he opened his light and glowing like flashlights. I mean, brighter than flashlights. And every time he do, it's like a light shined. And I kept saying, you can't don't open your eyes, because you're going to be able, they're going to be able to see us. So he had to he got one of my do-rags to cover his eyes with. And that guy stayed there the whole time. He says, I'm putting a shield. He was like a shield. He said, I'm putting a protection shield over the shoulder. The kids are gone. And then he said, the kids are gone. He told me the kids were gone. He said, all the kids around the world are leaving now. All the people are going to be changed. There's going to be people that's going to come to you. And he called me by Hebrew name. I can't even remember if it who it was. I'm thinking Eskar or something like that. The name is Shar, okay, and he kept saying Ishkar or something like that. And I was like looking over the city, and I could see all these explosions, like transformers exploding everywhere. Explosion, explosion, explosion. And it was totally dark, and I can hear him. I mean, the fire would come out of the houses and explosion. I could see the fire. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, wow, my kids are gone and this is happening, and what's going on, and what do I do next, you know? And it's like a peace came over me and said, do not be afraid. Like somebody was talking to me. Do not be afraid. We've trained you to be how do you say it? We trained you. Now is the time to be what God has made you to be. That's why you're here. Because I shouldn't have lived 12 hours, but I did. And for the longest times, I used to have visions of flying through the air and stuff like that. And how and seeing mushroom clouds and stuff like that. And it was so amazing that guy said, you're now changed. He's like, you're now changed now. You're different. You're not the person you was once before. Because I've had right now I have pain all the time. And when that happened, I didn't have any pain, didn't feel nothing. I know it was kind of bright. And some people can hear thoughts. I can hear what they're saying. I could see through walls. I had fast abilities like with the sword that I didn't know anything about. Right now I don't know nothing about it. I had a power, like a certain type of power. And I see all these people talking on YouTube about how they have dreams and visions of what's coming, and then the 144,000 and how they are and stuff, and how they're all men and they're not. And I try to tell them, I'm like, these are all people from all over the world. And I spoke every language. And they understood everything I said. And I said, and I remember when I was sharpening the sword, when I was in the backyard in my part 2, I was in the backyard, and I remember saying, something in tongues, and I was praying for peace, and I was praying for protection over me because I didn't know what was coming. I didn't know what was going to happen. And my kids' dad, the same time I had the vision, same time I had the vision when I was out north on the hill, and I could see explosions throughout the land, throughout the whole town, because this is a huge town. Where I live is huge. And everything was exploding in the air, like transformers booming, like exploding, like something just like turned us dark like it is right now. That's why I'm out here, to show you. All these lights wasn't on. There was no lights on this block. See, these are my lights for solar lights. They go off the sun. And down here is a highway. These lights stay on all the time regardless. Whatever that was that knocked every light out throughout this block, it didn't knock out the highway. And I can hear the chariots coming when I was sharpening my sword, and I kept saying, Lord, put protection over me and have peace in my heart. And I prayed for having worthy, and being holy. I prayed a lot about that, being holy. And I'm able to do this. I'm able to be able to fulfill what you want me to do. Show me the path, is what I said. And I remember the next one when I said that I locked my family in that trailer. And he said, my kid's dad was like, I'm no longer Jimmy anymore. He said his name in Hebrew, but I can't remember because it seemed like so vivid. I just keeps getting flashes of that vision I had, that dream I had. And when I was over the city and seeing all the explosions, and I'm hearing all these people talking at the same time, I can't hear what Jimmy was saying to me. He was like explaining to me, I'm shirtless. He's like, I'm shirtless. I'm in the white pants with the golden. He says, I'm huge up top and I'm tall and I can't stand up straight in this trailer, is what he said. I can't stand up straight. He said, I'm on my knees and I'm sitting on my bottom right now, and I'm trying to find the do-rag so I can cover my eyes so they don't see us, because every time he opened his eyes, it's like he lit up the whole trailer. And I remember seeing the light. It looked like that underneath the door, but brighter, way brighter. Like a light like that. And I kept saying, wow, Jimmy, this is amazing. I said, I didn't know I was going to be able to be here for all this. What's going on? And the guy next to me, okay, hopefully that's not no tornado sirens, but anyway, he said, now is the time, it is finished. He said, I'm here to protect you because you are a leader. You are of God's army. Because at first I was like, what? What do you mean I'm the leader of God's army? And it kind of freaked me out. Had me kind of like, wow, really? You know, that's amazing. But I mean, I said, what do I do now? And he says I remember what he had on. He had like homeless clothes. It looked like he was holy on his pants and stuff. Like he was homeless, like he was on the street or something. Because he wasn't there when I was locking them in. But when I turned back around, he appeared out of nowhere. So I assume he was an angel. Because I didn't know. Because I was just thinking, he's an angel, you know, maybe he is an angel, I don't know, but it was so amazing, just like, that quick. And this is before we had I seen any of the planes in the air and us getting invaded by Russia. And it seemed like this was gonna happen, and then it switched. And then I seen the city and how explosions was everywhere and stuff like that. And I was like, this is weird, this is crazy, this is insane. And and that guy was like, it's done, it's finished, it's now finished, it's done, it's time. Now is the time. And I said, well, how am I gonna get him out of this trailer, because he was so big. He was so big he couldn't get out of the trailer. I'm listening because it sounded like wind, twister, like winds, but it's probably ambulance or something. But I was like, how am I gonna get him? I said, Jimmy, how am I gonna get you out of this trailer? Because you said he was so tall. He was like, okay, my friend said he's Credible Hulk without the green. I don't know what that means. I guess like he's that big, and he's a big guy now, but I mean, he's that big. Is all the men gonna be that big? Like, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is so crazy to think this way, but I couldn't believe it. I was like, so now we're changed, and I can hear everybody. I can see through walls. I'm really fast with my hands. I feel no pain at all. No more. I was at peace, like, and nothing bothered me. But only mission I had was to save as many people as I could, because they send out all the demons then to roam the earth. And the Lord was holding off, and he finally let the angels feel free to come and take the people to heaven for the rapture. So as I was on this hill thinking all these thoughts in my head, and what else to do next, and what's coming next, and stuff like that, we're trying to get Jimmy out of this trailer so he can help us, right? Because the kids are safe. They're already Jesus took them in the rapture. So, and he changed the ones that was supposed to be changed here on earth. We didn't go. I mean, we went, but just like a split second, like it was like a blink in the eye, you know, just like snap your fingers, and that's pretty much, or blink your eyes, and that's how fast we were. And I remember saying to this guy, I was like, so what's next? What's coming next? He said, you'll see. And I was like, okay, wow. Either there's a twister over here in Tulsa, or this wind has knocked one of those places down, and it's beeping. But anyway, as I was finishing up what I was saying, this was just crazy. I was like thinking to myself, man, what if, you know, what if this is really going on? And I felt like it was so real, though. All of it was so real. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it at all. And the other day, I was at church, and I popped out Job 7:14 out of nowhere. The Lord's like told me to say it, and I said it. And my friends around me were like, did you just pop out a verse out of the Bible? I'm like, yes. Where did it come from? She's like, Jesus, God gave that verse to you for a reason. It's a message to you. So Job 7:14 come out. And see, when I'm up there on that hill and I'm trying to get Jimmy out, I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking. I'm trying to get Jimmy out of this trailer. This trailer is about as big as a normal single wide trailer, okay? It looks like a FEMA camp trailer, sorta, in my dream. And it had a lock, which I took the lock, broke the lock off, and put another lock on it. So I had the key for it so no one else can open it. And that angel or whatever that person was, maybe it was Jesus, I don't know, came and said, I'm putting protection over this trailer. It's like he was helping us. He told me when it was the rapture was happening. After the lights went out, my kids disappeared. We was changed, totally different people. We was having different outfits on. I looked down and I had a different outfit, a different clothing, and I was shocked. I hope they didn't lock the door. Hold on. And then okay, let me tell you about his powers he had. He had everything. His eyes were bright, like flashlights. He was really big, like Incredible Hulk. My friend said without the green. That's how big he was. He was sitting on his bottom, but he was still big and up to the ceiling. Let me remind you, he's only like 5'9" now, you know, 5'10". He's a little guy, but in my vision, it's like in my dream, it was like he's tall. He's a tall man and sitting on his bottom. And I made this so much longer than I expected, but I just had to say it. And I got him out, and he was coming around the corner. He had my white do-rag over his eyes, because every time he opened his eyes, it's like a reflector. They can see him. And he's like, I see everybody. He can see through the thing that was covering his eyes to keep from having light. He could see through that. He said, I can see everybody in their houses. I can hear everything. There's like they're talking all at once. And I said, what are they saying? And he's like, they're all saying, what do we do? What's going on? Maybe it's an EMP. Maybe we should go outside and try to see what's going on. And I said, can you talk to him? And he can talk to him through his head to them and tell them, do not leave your home. And they were like, who was that? Where'd that come from? Like that. And I was like, Jimmy, this is so amazing. But anyway, I just had to share that because I cannot believe all of it. The 144,000 people are going to be so not happy because they wasn't chosen. Jesus told me in May 7th, 2014 at 6 o'clock in the morning, came through my kitchen, and he told me, he stood in front of me and said that everybody would be pretty much jealous of what you're going to become. And he didn't really say it like that, but that's what he meant, because he was actually telling me that. He said people are going to be amazed by what the 144,000 will be able to do. And I thank Lord every day for waking up, because I shouldn't even have been here to see all this. And it's amazing. I see it on a daily of the Bible unfolding before our eyes. And I pray for protection over the kids and over the believers. And I'm hoping that the non-believers and lukewarm people will actually, I pray that they get comfort and they see what Jesus has shown me. He's shown me a lot of stuff already, and I haven't even told anybody about it. I kept it all this time. I've been trying to put videos out, but nobody was watching. Nobody even cared that I had a video out. But these are so amazing. I mean, like, this is the continue of the Bible, is how I felt in these visions that I've had, these dreams I've had. This is the continue. We will continue the Bible. The 144 will continue the Bible. And I've had a dream of an angel in war against the Crips and the Bloods, and the angel in my dream said, call me by my name, which is Charlotta. I'm called Char as short. Charlotta is short for Char. But my real name is Charlotta because my dad named me Charlotta before he passed. He passed on when I was 11. But I'm telling you right now, today is the 27th of June of 2018. This is last year when I had the same time I had the visions. And the other day, Jesus woke me up saying, wake up, Char. Time's up. And I woke up saying, time's up. And people are looking at me, and I never wake up like that. I woke up saying, time's up. Because we're in the last days. We're in the last days. And in my dream, when I dreamed about the Crips and the Bloods going to war, and I don't know what that meant, and me getting shot in my left leg that looked like a cross. And see, in my visions, when I was trying to drag Jimmy out of that trailer, I was getting slashes on my back, as if every time somebody sinned, that Jesus is getting slashes repeatedly again, as he did on the cross. And I felt that so strongly. In verses appeared on my body in my dream. And I can't remember, because I said it out loud in my dream, but I can't remember what it said. And that dream ended. But the one when with the Bloods and Crips, the angel told me, you are a leader of God's army. You are a leader of God's army. You are a leader of God's army. And I was like, okay, that was 3 times. And said to me, after that, said, this lady appeared and said, Charlotta, you have a rare form of cancer, which I already knew I did. But see, when I got shot in my leg and it turned out to looking like a cross, I had no pain in my leg whatsoever. I felt nothing. There was no blood or nothing. I don't even know what that meant. I really don't. I've asked a lot of people. And I hope this video goes out, because I want people to see it. I want people to know that Jesus is real. I've seen him 5 times. He is real. Hell is real. Heaven is real. I've seen heaven. I've seen the supper. I've seen everything. And demons try to stop you from praying. I pray every day, all day long. I fast And sometimes I don't even know when I do fast. I just do it. My words to you guys is please don't give up. Please don't give up. He told me only 10% will go. And I want that to go up. I want that to go up. I want people to know that Jesus is Lord. Jesus saves us. Jesus knows that now is the time for me to come out with these videos. Now is the time for me to share him. I've had 24 rapture dreams. I've seen Jesus 5 times. I've had 9 World War III dreams. And just, I've seen everything. And it started May 7th, 2014 at 6 a.m. And I could tell you what Jesus looks like. To the very core of his head, I could tell you everything from his head to feet. I looked at him. He did not come to me as a glow, because I don't believe in, I don't believe people like they be gossiping and stuff. I don't believe unless that person comes up to me and tells me it's true. That's when I believe in people. So Jesus came to me, and he knew that. He knew that I didn't believe unless they came to me personally. That's only how I believe in anything. If they come to me as saying, oh, this person said this, so this person said this. That's only how I believe. That's crazy to think that way, but I can't stop thinking that way. That's only how I believe in anything. And if angels come to me, I heard so many stories when people say angels, they were thinking that it's, oh, I gotta cut this shorter than this. With angels coming to me in my dreams and only saying that I'm a leader of God's army, that's all they say. And Jesus told me I was chosen to do a task of thy Father. That was my first one, and at the time I didn't understand it. But I started doing research. Now I come to all the puzzle pieces are fitting together now. And people, hopefully they'll understand. And I pray in my heart that they will. And I pray that they will follow him, Jesus Christ, our Lord, because he's the only one that could save us. He's the only one. There's nobody else, guys. There's nobody else who will, except him. He is, in one of my dreams I've had, he was so upset. He was so upset because the fact that men turned away from God and they were lovers of their self. And I couldn't believe it. I said, Lord, I've never been married, and I've never even, it's like I don't know. I said, Lord, I know you got somebody that will, I know my kids' dad, they're okay, but we don't get along at all. And I know there's somebody perfect for me out there somewhere. The Lord will find him for me. But I pray that you guys find peace. And I pray that protection over your families. And I pray that you have faith in Jesus, as I have faith in him. because he's the only one that could save us. Like he said when he was dying on the cross, it is finished. And that's what I got from that guy. He said it's finished. Like he was, it was Jesus in different, looking different. I don't know. But he said it's finished, it's done, it's time. Now is the time. And the other day I got to the point where I said, okay, now's the time to start doing my videos and telling people. And people try to stop me from doing my videos. They really do. So now I did this one. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys subscribe and listen up for more videos and visions. And don't forget to write a letter and put it on your wall in your house. Because when the rapture does happen, people that are going to be in your house will find the letter of that day and of you telling them about it. I know some of you guys have family members that don't listen to you. I do too. But I pray that Lord Jesus shows them as what He has shown me. And I will tell you guys more about it in the next part. And that will be my last part. I won't make any more parts. But watch this video and I hope you guys like it. Thanks for listening. And have a blessed day today.